So in this very video, I'm going to be talking to you on how we were able to find a school for our boy ever before my husband started working in the UK and ever before we found a house and accommodation in the UK. We already found a school for our little boy. And I'll also be talking to you on how the UK school system works. All right, you are most welcome here. My name is Chinyere Ojike, a mom vlogger in the UK. I basically answer general questions about the UK. So feel free to drop your questions in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel in case you are new. Like this video and, keep coming for more. All right, let's get started. So the UK school age commences from the age of 3. When your child is 3 years old, your child goes to nursery. And when your child is 4 years old, the child goes to reception. And when your child turns 5, the child goes to primary school, that's primary 1. But there is one complicating thing about, the age and the time for which your child should start school. It's something that is quite contradictory to most of the foreign parents coming in here, because where I am coming from, it's a place where your child can even start primary school before the child turns year 5, but it's not like that. That's the way it works in this very country. So for instance, you and your neighbor have 3-year-old children. Your child is 3 years, your neighbor's child is 3 years, and you have your own child 30th of August, and your neighbor had her own child on the 1st of September. Both of them are 3 years. I tell you what, your child who was born on the 30th of August would start school, and your neighbors who was born on the 1st of September wouldn't start school. So for your child to resume school, to reach that school age, that child must have turned 3 years or 5 years before the 31st of August in every school year. This is how it works. If your child is turning 3 years on the 1st of September, 2nd of September, despite school resuming on the 5th of September, that child would not start school. So it's quite complicated, but they honestly want every child to be in the class with their age mates. I have this friend of mine, we do school run together. The son was born on the 1st of September. That child had to do reception 2 times. He didn't start with his age mates, those who were born before the 31st of August. He was lucky, but he was just born on the 1st of September, so he couldn't start with his age mates. But now, he's older than his classmate, but this is how the system works here. So now the council is so responsible for allocating schools to any child in this part of the world. But did we firstly go to the council? No, we didn't. That brings me to how we got a school, or how we found a school for our little one when we arrived, before my husband resumed work after about a month plus or thereabout, and before we found a house, So how did we find, assuming you are just arriving in the UK and you are concerned, you are here on a study visa, on a work visa, looking for a school for your little one or for little ones, So how did we manage to do this? We were already in the Airbnb where we were lodging. It's about 30 to 45 minutes away from where we are currently staying. Now, what we did was to look up for schools, because you arrive in the UK, you already know where you are coming to. If you are coming here for a study, you know the name of your school, isn't it? If you are coming to work, you know the company where you'll be working for. So what we did in the Airbnb, far from where we are currently staying, was to search on Google Catholic schools near the hospital where my husband will be working. So all the Catholic schools around, they popped up. We chose the nearest one to the hospital where my husband will be working. What we did again was to go to the place, to the school. Soon after we finished our quarantine, we left our Airbnb, traced that school, we went to the school. We didn't even know that you have to go through the council first. So when we got to the school, school has not resumed because we arrived in the UK 2nd of August. So this was happening around the 17th of August or 10th of August or thereabout. We got to the school. We met with the receptionist. We told them that we want to enroll our child here. They said, no, that will have to go through the council. That's the local council. There and then, they gave us the council's website. But we were like, we want to enroll our child in this very school, St. Greg's. You know, they said the council would allow us to choose 3 options. I mean, 3 different schools, you know, and you would tell them the reason you want your child to go to a particular one. So we came home, we used the website, the council's website, the school provided to us. We put in the details, you know, the parent's name, blah, 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 and why you want your child to go to that very school. Put the reason, because we want our child to attend faith school. You can put any reason. No reason is wrong, no reason is right. And be rest assured, even if you're choosing the 3 different schools, they would definitely put you to your first choice, because we got the first choice. And the school already told us that there's a space for our child, you know. So we chose that school, and we chose it because it is the nearest to my husband's workplace. We haven't gotten a house. We're still house hunting, to be honest with you. So do not wait until you find a house to start looking for schools for your child on arrival, you know, because it might be late. It is on a first come, first served basis. If they map out to say 20 people in this class, once they have taking 20 pupils in that very class, they're not going to accept your child for that school again. In that school again. This is the reason you must start setting on time. Don't wait until you find a house. You know, so we applied, we left. Within 2 days, they wrote us to say that our child made the list. We chose St. Bede's, St. Greg's, and another Catholic school. But that first school, which is St. Greg's, that was what they gave to our little one. And they called us to bring in birth certificate, and they asked about his immunization status, and proof of address, which is to show that, yeah, we have right to live and work in the UK. So for your proof of address, if you are on a Tier 4 visa, you are expected to bring in a letter from the university. If you are working, bring in a letter from your employer, you know, to show that, or a letter from the bank if you already opened a bank account. These can serve as proof of address. So they use all this. But remember, when I'm talking about all these things, they are the originals, especially your child's birth certificate. I think they asked us for our marriage certificate or something. So make sure that you are providing the originals and not the photocopies. So that was how we found a school for our little one, just in the right place. And before we started looking for a house, when we started searching for a house, what did we do on Google? Right moves, all the, you know, housing agencies. We Googled 3-bedroom house, you know, close to St. Greg's Catholic Academy, and the hospital's name where my husband is working. So this is a tip for you. If you're coming here for study, you can as well do the same thing when you might have found a school, because in fact, it is important for you to have your children at school, you know, because if you don't have your children enrolled into school, you are worried, and you'll soon be starting school if you are here on a study visa. And it is always important you arrive in August before school resumes in September, especially the universities. They resume in September 20-something. My school those years resumed on the 25th. So it's better if you are bringing in children, arrive in August so that you can find a school for your child. Nevertheless, don't mind if you have gotten a house or not, because it is easier for you to search on Google, you know, 1-bedroom accommodation, 2-bedroom house, close to my school, Teesside University, close to University of Manchester, close to University of Birmingham. This is the easiest way you can find a house. And once you do that on Google, Google will bring up all these housing agencies, maybe Rightmove, Zooplas. They will bring in houses being managed by all these agencies. Honestly, this was how we found this place. This place is 10 minutes walk away from my husband's workplace. 20 minutes walk to my son's school. It's close by, you know. So these are the tips on how to get your child enrolled into school here. And it is also important you take your child along to the school, because on getting there, they would want to know, they would want to see the child and communicate with the child also. Yes, they want to ensure that the child is already on ground in the UK, because if you are outside of the UK, it is a bit difficult for you to do this. Because someone also asked me this question, how he can enroll the child into school in the UK, especially little ones. You know, but if one of you, possibly your wife is already here or your husband is already working here, and you will be joining your husband in the UK, bringing in your children, your husband who is already on ground can start searching for schools for your little ones. enroll ahead of time, apply on their behalf until they come, because they are sure that, okay, your husband is already working here, he has a proof of address that he's working here, and it is certain that they will be giving him visa. And it is certain that they will be giving visas to the children and the wife to come in, so they will provide a place for them. But it is difficult when you are trying to get your child an admission into a country where you have not even been granted visa to enter, my sister and my brother. How it will work now? It is not possible. You must have gotten admission. For a student, you need to be here, but if you are here on a skilled workers visa, and your partner and your children are joining you, it is quite different. All right. I hope this helps you in searching for schools for your little ones. And also, if you have 2 to 3 children in primary school level, I think I will advise you put 3 of them in one school. If they have opening for 3 of them, year 1, year 2, year, put them in one school because of school run. Because here, in fact, all the schools, they close at the same time, and they expect you to pick up your children at the same time. Don't be late. Extra 1 hour money, even though they will not ask you. But by the time you are late 2, 3 times, they will call the council and report you, or social service and report you. So this is why it is important you put your children in the same school, or schools that are just adjacent, close by each other. It will help you in your school run, and so that the children won't be going to school late. Because by the time you drop this one in place that is 30 minutes away or 20 minutes away from the other one, by the time you go there, school has, in fact, they've closed the register for the day, and your child will be marked absent, whereas your child was in school. It has happened to me while I was here in the university, So this is it. I hope this helps you a lot. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this content. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and keep coming for more. Bye for now.